AVNewsCast.com. Oops. Yeah. What? Dropped it down real quick.
Well, that was hard cut.
That was sudden.
That's okay. It was a hard cut.
Yeah.
Good morning, everybody.
Morning.
Angelina's busy doing something. I don't know.
Hi.
You know, the story that's been going on for a couple of weeks now about the mayor in San Marino.
Yeah.
Who threw a bag of dog poop.
Isn't that something?
Okay.
I think he took it like a champ. You know, okay, you caught me. I did something bad. Forget it. Just take the dang thing.
Is that enough to have to resign?
Enough? What else should the man... He's got to resign and he's paying a fine. What else do you want from him?
He got the highest fine that the police department could give him, which was $1,000.
It is a bag of poop.
Okay, so what?
What else should he have to do?
You know what? He's walking down the street, okay?
Yeah.
He throws a bag of poop into his neighbor, Philip Lau's yard,
right,
okay?
Yeah. He didn't like the guy.
They didn't get along because they were fighting over a dog park.
Right.
Okay? That the mayor wanted to put in.
Right.
All right? And Philip Lau didn't want it, okay?
Right.
It was a bag of poop.
Yeah.
Okay?
What's the statute of limitations on a bag of poop? That kind of offense.
Probably 2 years.
Okay. When I was a kid,
I
I had a beautiful collie, and I was walking her down the street. We were in the middle of the road on 15th, way out in the boonies, and this guy jumps out of his house with his BB gun and starts shooting at us. Mm-hmm. I said, "What are you doing?" He said, "Well, I don't want your dog crapping in my yard." I said, "We're in the middle of the street. She's on a leash. What are you talking about?" Oh, we got this big argument.
Oh, God.
And so I went home, and for like 3 months, I got every piece of dog poop I could, put it in a big black hefty sack.
Yeah.
Filled that thing up to the top, went out there in the middle of the night, put that dumped it square out in the middle. Yeah, I didn't leave the bag. I didn't just chuck a bag. Yeah. I gave him a 3-foot-high pile of poop in his front yard. So I can see where he could go and get frustrated enough to do that.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And I know Jeff did that.
Yeah, I did.
I know there's no exaggeration.
I can point the house out to you.
Yeah.
I don't see it as being a big deal.
Yeah.
Mm-mm. I really don't.
No.
And I don't think...
And he's suing him. What kind of damages?
You're suing him?
Yeah, the guy's suing the mayor.
For what?
And
emotional distress?
Oh, come on.
Philip Lau was on another radio show talking about this. Okay? And they were basically telling him, get a life.
Get a life.
It's no big deal.
Yeah. It's no big deal.
It isn't.
It isn't.
So again, I ask, should the mayor have resigned? I say no.
No.
He did.
I don't think he did. He should. But he's like, you know what? It's a lot of hoopla. I don't want to have to go, 2 more months of you guys talking about how I threw poop. It's bad. Shame on me. Fine, take it. I'm 74 years old. I don't need it. That's what he said. And I don't blame him.
Now, you know what, though? San Marino that's old money. Okay.
Rex wouldn't have said that, though. Okay. Rex would have been like, that ain't even me, and you know it ain't me.
But
but
Philip Lau had surveillance cameras.
Yeah, and he didn't know.
On the front of his house.
Yeah.
Now, my first question is, who the heck?
Well, people do that. People
to what? Do that. To catch somebody?
In case there's burglaries?
I have cameras.
That's different.
You're a different type of person.
Oh.
No. That's different. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
No, and I know why he's got that, but that's different. But this is San Marino. Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah. Well, but people do have cameras just to for safety.
And that's how he got caught.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Those 74-year-old eyes couldn't detect that camera in that bush.
Okay, so now let me ask you this question: you've got cameras in front of your house.
Yeah.
But nothing's happening at your house. Mm-hmm. There's no burglaries. There's nothing, right? Mm-hmm. So you have nothing better to do at night than to sit down, crack a beer, and rewind and look at your surveillance footage?
Yeah. I mean, you combine that with a police scanner. Yeah, that's a great evening.
Yeah.
Wow.
Throw some popcorn in it?
Yeah.
I think Philip Lau is
he's a mess.
He's a bitch. Can I say that?
Yeah, you did already, so yeah.
I mean, that's terrible.
It is terrible. I mean, who knows what else, we don't know the character of this particular mayor, but I do believe, because why would you do that? You're the mayor. Why are you tripping out like that? Why are you throwing poop on somebody's lawn?
It's a bag of poop.
Yeah. But you still don't
on his
do
lawn.
on your enemy's lawn. You still don't do that.
Big deal.
I mean, I think a fine and go away, but media is never going to let that go.
I think it's
he was
funny.
done.
I think the mayor should have said, you know what? Yeah, I did do it, and I don't like the guy.
Yeah.
Oh, here's a $1,000 fine.
Yeah, but he wouldn't get reelected. It just causes too much confusion on the position, especially if he has a sordid past and everybody doesn't like him, and we don't know.
People do like him.
Come on now.
I bet they like him even more now.
Yeah, they might like him now, but we don't know. There might be, some people in the neighborhood that don't like him. That's so funny, though.
Yesterday we talked about the missing California firefighter.
Yeah.
That's missing in Los Padres.
Barefooted.
I was going to try to find the Brokeback Mountain theme to play. But
No, wait.
What?
I've been looking at this. I think you guys are wrong.
Okay.
Yeah?
Okay?
Okay, tell me.
How far did you say you'd run barefooted?
Mm-hmm.
Down my driveway.
I love my dogs.
Steve, it doesn't make sense.
I love my dogs, but I'd throw some shoes on.
It doesn't make sense.
Okay, I did find it interesting that the Ventura County Sheriff it did say yesterday at the end, they said at this point there's no indication of foul play.
Because they didn't find nothing.
But I'm saying, okay,
Yeah.
but they
got a suspicion.
They did introduce that language.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'm just saying, who exactly does that make sense to?
Not me.
Well,
Who?
Not me.
I get it. I understand.
No,
I hear what you're saying.
Yeah, I mean,
okay?
he's a firefighter, so him above all people knows exactly what he's about to run on.
Mm-hmm.
He's, his feet. He knows what the deal is. Why would you go running with no shoes on?
I think he tripped and fell.
I think he met with foul play from his hiking buddy.
Mm.
That's what I think. I'm sorry to say. Mark my words.
You think he's buried somewhere?
I think he's not with us anymore, and it's at the hands of his hiking buddy. And the hiking buddy had to come up with a story. And dang it, I didn't put his shoes back on. So he went running after his dog.
So far, there's no indication that the two of them have any falling out.
Because they have not found the body.
Okay.
I mean, what are you going to do? Come back and say I was pissed off at him, but he ran off with the shoes off? No.
I was looking at his wife on the news last night, okay, and the family's there, and everyone's searching, and I'm just having a hard time.
Okay, that's what happens, though.
I guess.
Because you want to believe.
What's the relationship between this guy's wife and the buddy he went camping with?
Yeah, were they side by side?
No.
Yeah, I wonder why. Right, Jeff?
Yeah.
Wonder why.
Oh, and if I had said yes,
that'd be
then what?
convenient.
Then I would have
Get him out
thought
of the
maybe
way.
the relationship was a little bit more genuine. But for you to go on an overnight camping trip with some guy at this secluded place, days away, you would think that you're pretty tight. You're pretty close.
Oh, I'm wondering if maybe there was something going on with the wife and the friend, and they took the guy out of the picture.
Oh.
Get a little insurance money, and then you get the wife to yourself.
I'm sorry, I forgot the Lifetime episode. I forgot.
Yeah.
They did find his backpack late yesterday, and they did
Where
find...
was his backpack?
I don't know. And
He had time to throw his backpack on and not his shoes?
Yeah, because I was going to say, if it wasn't at the campsite, because what do you mean find it? So
Yeah.
that's alluding to the
Yeah.
fact that the backpack wasn't at the campsite. So you're going to tell me that this barefooted man has presence of mind to grab his backpack to go run
Right.
barefooted after his dog?
Right.
Okay. They did find his footprints, and only his footprints, okay, leading, in a particular direction. All right?
Yeah, because
So he's walking.
Okay, so this guy's asleep. Buddy comes along with a knife, scares the guy. He runs out of the tent after he sees the guy with the knife. Yeah,
They're both wilderness guys, so
Yeah.
they know how to cover their tracks.
yeah. All you gotta do is break off a branch and drag it along behind you, and that smooths out the ground. Yeah.
You just
Okay.
wait for it.
All
I'm
right.
telling you, Steve.
I think you guys are wrong.
No.
All right.
Nobody goes running
will.
with no shoes on with
Yeah.
the backpack.
Yeah.
Let me take my backpack, but I'm not going to take my boots.
All right. I think you guys
At
are
least
wrong.
you put your boots on. Don't even lace
Yeah,
them. At
no
least.
socks. You just slip them on and you go tromp it on.
Oh,
Yeah.
Stop playing.
We talked a couple of weeks ago about...
Or test the guy's blood. Maybe they were doing some special stuff, and he had a batch of some extra.
It's a bath salt.
And he went loon.
Okay, you're gonna feel, you're gonna feel bad
When what?
when you guys find out you're wrong.
Oh,
They're going to find his body, Steve.
I'm not going to feel bad.
I'm sorry. I'm not going to feel... No. Come on. It takes a little while.
I think, okay. All right.
Tell me.
They're going to either find his body, okay, or because he has training, because he was in good physical shape, because he was a paramedic, or maybe he's going to show up.
He would have shown up already.
Yeah.
Because of what you just mentioned.
He's lost and dazed. And
he knows how to throw up a signal. This man's a fireman.
Yeah, that's another thing, though. That's something else. I would have thought... They grounded the helicopter last night, about an hour before dark. All right? I would think, no, get up when it's dark and look around. Maybe you'll see a campfire.
Yeah, do the infrared.
Because they know that man ain't walking around nowhere.
Okay.
I mean, he's just not. I'm sorry.
All right. We talked a couple of weeks ago about 2 LASD deputies that were involved in a marijuana dispensary. Do you guys remember this story? And they shot one guy, and then allegedly they had planted a gun.
Oh, yes.
You remember we talked about that? There's another story. Now, these guys are on trial for that one, right? Now, there's another trial where they shot and killed a 23-year-old father, all right, somewhere in Los Angeles. And this is relatively recent, okay? And in this situation, the same 2 deputies, okay? And in this situation, when they were interviewed afterwards, they said that he pulled a gun. We saw him pull the gun, and we shot and fired. There was no gun found where this guy is, okay?
So how do they...
But...
I just don't even understand.
But there was surveillance footage. And mysteriously...
It was lost for a minute?
No, there was a gun that was found, but it was on the other side of a wrought iron fence where this guy never was. And they claim, he pulled the gun, and after we shot him, then he threw the gun.
Dang.
Yeah, these are 2 bad deputies, I'm telling you.
Yeah.
Okay, these are 2 bad deputies.
Yeah. But the thing that's a little curious to me is, was that case closed and it's now being brought up again because of this new stuff?
They're suing the sheriff's department.
Right. So what I'm saying is that first case that you just spoke about, was it closed until now?
The marijuana dispensary?
The 23-year-old that was killed.
No, it's not closed.
So they were still investigating it?
Yeah.
Well, see, I don't understand why those deputies would still be on the street. Because if the gun wasn't found in a logical, area where the body was found, why would those deputies still be allowed to walk the street? If I'm dead over here and the gun is over there by that fence, why is your story plausible? Why can you still walk the streets?
Well, that's interesting you say that, because we're going to talk about another story in a second. But, yeah, it's very interesting. With this trial that's going on in downtown L.A.
Is this the cops?
No, this is something else. Okay. But with that trial that's going on, there's a website, and I want to say it's LA Witness something, okay?
Yeah.
And it allows you to talk about a story, and you can comment about different things. In fact, I think I might have emailed you both the link this morning.
Okay.
Anyway, it's interesting because they're talking about the sheriff's deputies that are on trial right now for what happened in the LA County Jail. And you can read the comments from both other news media as well as other people in law enforcement. Okay? And what they have to say.
Interesting. And this is all anonymous?
Well, you can put whatever name you want. But you can tell. Yeah, but you can tell. Yeah. And they know what they're talking about. Okay? They talked about the most recent election and the people running for sheriff. And they started getting into the candidates there. They talk about Paul Tanaka. They talk a little bit about Sheriff Lee Baca. It's very interesting to watch how other deputies and other police officers comment about what's going on. You got to look at it, and I would have brought it all.
Well,
it's
what's
a whole
the light?
separate show.
What's the light? Is it? Are they sympathetic? Or do they understand what's going on and they're appalled?
Paul Tanaka should go down. That's okay.
Oh, that's nice to hear.
Absolutely, okay.
That's nice to hear.
But other people that have been involved in this, okay.
Yeah.
But we're also,
friends of Paul
I
on
think
his
it was,
email list.
One guy that had been running for sheriff's department. I mean, they say he's no good either. It's really interesting, okay?
Yeah.
It's very interesting. They did talk a little bit about Jim Helmold. Mm-hmm. They talked about him.
Nicely?
For the most part, yeah. He had nothing to do with the jail system,
yeah.
okay? There's no question about that. They do say that he was Sheriff Lee Baca's boy, okay?
Really?
Well, he was, he started working for Sheriff Lee Baca from day one, okay?
You mean under him or for him?
Under him.
Okay, so that doesn't mean that they crossed paths.
They didn't say anything really bad about him.
Okay.
No. But it's really interesting to look at that. But you talk about why people would still be on the street, okay? Going back to 1997, okay, and the whole Rampart situation with the LAPD and everything else. There's a current LAPD detective, and his name is Frank Liga. Frank Liga. And he's currently on paid leave for making some comments this past November, all right? And one LAPD officer says, very often people that are involved in murder that get away with it tend to talk about it, okay? What this guy did is back in 1997, he was an undercover cop, okay? And Frank Liga pulled over and killed an undercover LAPD officer by the name of Kevin Gaines during a traffic confrontation on Ventura Boulevard.
Wow.
Okay, Gaines was off duty at the time, and he was black, African American. Okay, Frank Liga works at the LAPD Training Academy. All right, and one statement he made was, they talk about me. I'm not a racist guy. I'm not a crook. I'm not a liar. I don't lie. I tell the truth. Sometimes I tell the truth to the point where it's detrimental to me. All right? During a training class, okay?
He did not.
During a training class in November, okay, he talked about that incident that happened in 1997, okay? He didn't know that he was being tape recorded. And he was being tape recorded by a former LAPD officer by the name of Brian Bentley. Brian Bentley was Kevin Gaines' partner, okay? And this is what he said. He said, at that time when that happened on Ventura Boulevard, I regret that he was alone in the car at that time. I could have killed a whole truckload of them and would have been happy doing it.
Them.
Okay? Now, he killed this off-duty undercover cop.
Why do people call him racist?
This detective was cleared of any wrongdoing as a part of that. Okay? Killed him in cold blood. And the LAPD settled with the family and paid them $250,000. Okay? Officer Brian Bentley says, and I said it a minute ago, when you have people that get away with murder, for some reason, it's human nature that they always feel that they need to confess and talk about it. They always will at some point. All right?
Yeah.
This just recently happened.
That's a shame.
Police Chief Charlie Beck doesn't want to talk to this right now.
Of course not.
He says it's an open investigation. We've got to look at this situation.
In other words, we just need to wait for this to go away. But what was the reason that he gave the police officers that sanctioned that murder? Because if he's an undercover cop, why would you, I don't understand. What reason could you give?
Well, we have to look to that, and I haven't had time to research that and exactly what happened, okay? It was interesting because, his former partner, Brian Bentley, released that audio recording yesterday, okay? And the way he released it was because he's really been bothered that his partner has been murdered, okay?
Absolutely.
And they were best buddies. And so the way he released it was he put it on his Facebook page yesterday.
Good for him.
With the comment that people that get away with murder tend to want to talk about it. All right? And immediately then, the LAPD detective, Frank Liga, was put on paid leave.
Paid leave.
Yeah.
Immediately, okay?
But he had gotten to the point where he was able to train. This guy murdered somebody. Whatever the system's just so screwed, dude.
Right, so they immediately removed him from his position of teaching and training in the field, okay? But Charlie Beck did say that that Detective Liga was placed on paid administrative duty pending an investigation, okay? They'll make a final determination, and maybe, just maybe, they'll reopen this entire thing and take a look at that. All
well,
right?
didn't you speak to a week ago or so the fact that the inside the training for these cops, they're getting the initial training of being racist in a sense that you could treat them a certain way, or I remember you speaking to that when you were talking about the trial, and one of the people that were on the
Witness stand?
Yeah, the witness stand. They were talking about the temperament on how they train the newbies when they come in.
I don't remember me speaking on that.
You don't remember, Jeff, either?
Mm-mm. But I did.
Sounds sort of familiar.
But yesterday I had to be somewhere yesterday, and so I'm answering the phones, right? And anyway, a sheriff's deputy walks in and says, "Hey, do you have any city maps here?" And I couldn't find it, but I said, I'll get them over to your office, and da-da-da. I said, you don't have any? I mean, you're the sheriff's department, okay? And he's in a black and white and everything. He says, well, no, I'm up here doing a ride-along today. I've been in the county jail system for 5 years, working the county jail, so I'm just going to be up here like in a week or so.
Oh, Lord, keep him down there.
No, so immediately I want to talk to him, okay? Immediately, I want to talk to him, okay? Yeah, because that's,
I'm scared of him.
Okay, what? No, he seemed like a really nice guy.
Of course he did, Steve. What's wrong with you? What? Okay, go ahead. Go ahead.
No, immediately, so I want to talk to him. Okay?
Yeah.
I didn't tell him that, I'm on News Talk Radio or anything like that. But, hey, talk to me about the jail system. And I guess the way that I started to question it, looked like maybe I guess I frightened him a little bit.
Oh.
Okay? And he didn't want to talk about anything.
Hell no.
Okay? No.
Yeah, because you said, talk to me about the jail system. You should have been like, yeah, you guys are getting a fun roll, huh? What's going on?
Yeah, I would have got it wrong.
I
did.
Yep.
Okay? Yeah, I did. Yeah, I screwed it up. Okay? I'll admit that. Okay?
Okay.
But he's really happy to get out of the jail system.
Well, I don't want him here.
I'm telling you, he was a nice guy.
Okay.
Okay.
Things just fly over your head.
No, you can. I can within 1 minute. Okay.
Really?
Of meeting somebody, I can tell you if they're good people or not. I can. I have that sense. I do. What? Okay. What? I do.
You know what? This I'm going to wait until the break to say.
Oh, okay. I'm just saying. All right? All right.
And I could have the same, I have that same technique. Yeah, and I could tell it too. All I'm saying is your eyes might see something different than my eyes see.
Oh, well, then I wish you had been with me. Okay?
Then he really wouldn't. He wouldn't even say.
Listen how quiet. You could hear a pin drop right now.
Yeah.
What the hell?
Because I don't know, things just fly over your head.
And how things happen for you might be different.
And he just can't get it. He cannot get it. And I love the world that you live in. But the reality is that there's other perceptions of that world. And other people are treated differently based on what they look like. And you live in a world where, come on, you're kidding. But that's not the reality. But just like Jeff just hit it, you just don't understand how it could be possible, I think. And I commend you for that, but honey, I'm here to tell you.
No, I get it all. I understand it all.
But I mean, how people deal with you
Yes.
may be different than how they deal with other people. So
Well,
you're getting a perception based on how you were treated and how the
let me
person
ask you a question.
reacted to you.
Okay, let's say there's 500 deputies in the LA County Jail that work there. I'm just coming up with that number. Okay?
Yeah.
Okay? Are you telling me that all 500 are bad?
No, absolutely not.
Okay, that's what I'm saying.
What I'm telling you is that you wouldn't be able to determine whether or not that was a good one or not. Because you don't look the part where he would act a little different towards. Do you?
Oh, all right.
Jesus.
I'm still telling you, we got to do a...
All right.
I mean,
gotta do a silver streak someday.
You just absolutely have to watch What Would You Do on Channel 7.
I watched that.
Okay, so don't you see how people are in the same situation is treated differently based solely because of the color of their skin or their gender?
Okay.
So when I say to you, when you say, "Oh no, I know he's a good guy," that doesn't mean nothing because you're vanilla.
Okay.
We got to do a silver streak someday with Steve.
Yeah, we need to blackface you.
Yeah.
And send
you
your
can't-
behind out.
No,
Yeah.
I don't even like that. I think that's just not good.
I think you need to get a taste of something else. You know, we should talk to Jeff Moffitt.
Wait a minute. Just a month ago, I got pulled over by two deputies. They followed
That's
me for
just
7
regular
miles.
asshole.
7 miles. They followed
That's
me for
just-
7 miles.
that's just
and
regular
pulled me over
asshole.
because they thought I looked like a criminal.
Right.
Okay.
And that's just regular asshole mode. What I'm saying is you need to walk a day in a life and something else. And then maybe you'll have a completely different understanding.
Okay.
That's it.
Okay. All right. All right. That's fine. He seemed like a nice guy.
Or okay.
I'm not even. You know what? I don't even want to speak to that because whatever I say is going to be bad.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm sure he did seem like a nice guy. Of course. I mean, why not? Why would he show his bad colors to you? And I'm not saying that he's bad. I'm just saying I don't want him up here because you don't know what he was. Why,
Okay.
5 years. He must have seen some stuff.
Maybe. I don't know. We've all heard the stories.
Yeah, we have.
We've all read what's been going on.
Mm-hmm.
And we know that it was bad.
Yep.
And we know that it was happening.
And even the other side of that, because I know here locally, the prison guards, I knew of like this little clique, and it's probably still going on, because the prisons they subcontract the employees, and I know of a little clique that only hires their friends to work in the prison system up here.
I know what you're referring to, and that is true.
And I mean, it's just so many layers of bad seeds that, and I'm not saying that those people are doing anything wrong, but what I am saying
But
is
that's
that
a good old boy network.
that's a good old boy network,
Yes,
and that's
it is.
disgusting.
Right.
Because
Okay.
you go, you're going to an interview thinking that you've got the same chance that the next guy does, and you don't. You in a room full of 20 people, and everybody's all anxious and hoping they get the job, and 3 people already got the job.
Yeah, the interesting part about that, though, is that, and it also circulates around a church.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah, isn't that amazing?
That's involved
That's so
in-
hypocritical. It's disgusting.
In hiring employees for the Department of Corrections.
Yeah.
Right. And that's all I want to talk to about that. Because I don't want this to become some other news story.
Why not? They're such hypocrites. It's disgusting. They should choke. Holy rollers, but you got your little clique going on. Disgusting.
Yeah.
If I remembered the name of the church, I'd say it.
Oh, I do, and I'm not saying it. Okay? I'm not going to
And
do
my
it.
girlfriend goes to the church, and I'm like, really? She's the one who told me about this.
Oh, I heard about it.
Well, I
from the
know how you
horse's-
heard about it.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. Okay. Yesterday in Lancaster, we're switching gears.
Yes.
Yesterday in Lancaster, a girl was walking down on 33rd Street West. All right?
Okay.
All right? Near the college.
Yeah.
Guy pulls up by the name of James Smith. He's 35 years old. Grabs her from behind, forces her into her vehicle.
Oh, my God.
Okay? And I'm sorry, this happened on Monday, about 2 o'clock.
In the afternoon?
Yes. Forced her in the car, took her to an abandoned house where she was sexually assaulted. All right. Then he jumped in his car and fled the scene.
Man.
A couple hours later, sheriff's deputies spotted him on the 1000 block of West Avenue
Yeah.
H12.
Over by 8. Yeah.
Yeah.
Almost near I and 10th Street.
Stopped him. This is broad daylight he does this.
Yeah, what is
okay?
going on?
Right. Stops him. They arrested him. And he's being held on $1 million bail.
Okay, good.
Okay? And they're also looking into and connecting him to 2 other sexual assaults.
Good.
They go back to 2012. Okay?
Get him off the streets.
Fast-acting deputies. Okay?
That was a good job.
But in the middle of, right by the
Broad
college.
daylight.
Broad daylight.
Monday, and Monday wasn't that hot, so you would think other people were on the streets. And that, I mean, there's always cars going down that street on both sides.
Wouldn't you think that if somebody yelled for help?
You know, you keep hearing that people close their windows and they pull their they close. Well, the thing is that the college is on one side and then the houses are on the other, and in between the houses is that protection wall because it's the back of their houses. So you're not necessarily going to see the front face of a house, but there's other cars going down the street. Like, you got to be, somebody had to be in the car behind him saying, that's odd how he's picking her up. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, it's great that they got the guy.
I'm so glad they got the guy.
Which is a good thing. Yeah, but
I hope
broad
she's
daylight.
okay.
I can't talk to that.
I'm
so I don't
glad
know.
she wasn't killed.
Yeah. I agree.
I mean, I ride my bike every morning with my pepper spray in my hand.
I saw you rode like 5 miles yesterday.
I rode 5.5 today.
You did?
Mm-hmm.
At 5:30 in the morning?
5:30 in the morning.
Wow.
I'm more scared of the dogs and the coyotes than I am people, but I do have my pepper spray in one hand as I ride. Because I got my headphones in and I'm listening to music and it's loud. And
Coyotes aren't going to bother you.
Okay. Well, pit bulls?
Yeah, you got to carry one of those electric rods.
Where do I get that?
I don't know, feed store?
Yeah.
Cow poker.
Cattle
They
prod.
won't-
Cattle prod.
What do you call it? The spray won't deter them?
Yeah, but you don't want to stay there.
No, I'm on my bike. If I see a dog as I pedal my ass off. Are you kidding me?
Oh, wow.
I'm not going to get off my... Hey, now, I'm going to spray you. Take my shoes off and run after him in the desert.
Yeah.
I ain't doing that.
I got it.
Thank you.
Okay, so American commandos snuck into Libya.
Oh,
all right,
God.
And grabbed suspect Ahmed Abu Khattala.
It's,
Ahmed, okay, stuffed him in a vehicle and raced away. All right.
good.
There were about 20 American commandos, along with 3 or 4 FBI agents. Okay, in Libya. All right. Now the guy is
now,
on.
what's a commando?
Special forces.
They were,
Oh.
yeah, the White
Green
House.
Beret. How many?
The White
how
House
many
is calling
different?
them Delta Force.
Okay.
Okay,
And what is that?
that's a name we don't hear about that often, do we?
That's kind of the Army's not quite as great version of SEAL Team 6.
I thought the Rangers or the. What are they?
The Rangers are they're above a regular soldier, and then this Delta Force is beyond them.
Okay. And that's Army.
Yeah.
And then what's Marines?
Force Recon.
And what else is...
Navy SEALs.
Okay. And Navy SEALs are Navy, obviously.
Yeah.
Okay.
Obviously, that's why it's Navy SEALs.
That was...
Okay.
Pick another
Having
fight.
good with that.
So
Yeah, pick a fight with Angie.
Yeah.
So let me try this again. Okay, so they picked up Ahmed Abu Khattala, right? Raced him away. He's on an aircraft carrier right now,
Yeah.
being interrogated. All right? Because they're very interested. Of course, they want to talk to him about Benghazi, because he is the guy that was behind Benghazi.
Okay.
He is the guy that they say they hold 100% responsible for costing the lives of Ambassador Christopher Stevens and
Man,
3
that
other
was horrible.
Americans.
Yeah.
Okay,
Wasn't the guy that made that crappy movie?
He was the guy who made the movie?
No, I'm saying it wasn't the guy who made the crappy movie.
I think
That's
he
what
didn't
we were
help.
told before.
He didn't help.
Nobody had seen
That
that
had
thing
nothing
until
to do with it.
Nobody saw that thing until that mess before they paraded it out there.
Okay.
Okay, so, but he's being interrogated, and they really want to know, sure they want to talk about Benghazi, but they really want to know about some other current things that are happening
What else you got going
right now.
on? Yeah.
What kind of interrogation do you think this guy's undergoing right now?
Some real bad stuff.
I think so.
Yeah.
I think so.
But I thought we outlawed that.
What, waterboarding?
Just harsh interrogation.
Oh, this guy is getting harsh interrogation.
Yeah.
All right?
Yeah.
You can believe that.
Yeah.
All right? They are getting information
And
on this guy.
who could give that kind of interrogation? Like, I hope he's not married.
You're sitting next to him.
Lord have mercy.
I could do that and sleep good at night.
Yeah, they're looking for the intelligence. That's really what they want.
You need to
He's
be
not,
on Scandal.
Yeah.
He's not going to go to Gitmo.
No.
No, because we're trying to close that down.
Mm-hmm.
So he'll go to some federal prison, some holding place.
The Bookline.
Good. Well, he's going to go where other people are. It's not going to be just for him.
Oh, yeah, it is. While they torture him.
Do you think they'll put him on a base? I don't think so.
I don't know.
I don't think so. But they did release the unsealed criminal complaint against him yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
And I wanted to bring it today so you guys could see this, but it was one page.
Wow.
What?
It was one page.
That was enough.
United States of America versus, all right, just one page. It was one FBI agent's account of the allegations against this guy. There were 3 allegations that were on there. And that's it. And judge's signature at the bottom.
Hurry up and put something together,
Okay.
dude. Okay.
It was it was very simple, and that allows them to do whatever they have to do to go in there and get him.
What do you think they do?
Now,
That whole, you can't sleep 24 hours, that light, bright, screaming music every 15 minutes.
oh, I don't know. They have their ways.
What was the name of that movie? It was a good movie about the girl that just wouldn't let go of the Obama thing. And Obama, sorry. The Bin Laden thing.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't remember the name of the movie. I saw it, though.
Yeah,
I don't even know what you guys are talking
That
about.
kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Well, I got that from Homeland.
Mm-hmm.
It's just amazing the things that people could think of to do to somebody else.
My question is, why did it take so long to get this guy? That's my question.
Because they didn't know where he was?
No.
No, he was shooting his mouth off all the time. He was very visible.
Very visible. He was at a Starbucks equivalent,
Yeah.
okay, in Libya.
Just chilling.
Yeah, having a double latte. Gave an interview to CNN.
Wow.
Okay, sitting on the
yeah,
street.
he's feeling himself.
He said he said at that time, Libya's not going to bother me.
Yeah.
They're never going to arrest me.
And obviously they
I
weren't.
challenge anyone to come arrest me.
Uh-oh.
He's just sitting there, very matter of fact.
He's not so smug now,
Okay.
is he?
That's
But it took us a long time, for whatever reason, to get him. But when the White House was asked about that yesterday, they said, we had to do it very surgically. Okay? There's a certain way that we have to go about it. So I guess they had to wait just for the right full moon.
well, I mean,
I'm not going to argue with how they did it as long as they did
They
it.
did it, and they had to go about it the way they needed to, I guess, to ensure capture.
Yeah.
They did notify the
Have a
Libyan
good case.
government. Okay?
We're coming in.
And I don't know if they notified them and said, we're coming in, or we were just there.
Probably we
All
were
right?
just there.
Yeah. Probably we were just there. Okay?
We didn't hurt anyone. We just went and grabbed one
They
person.
left their calling card.
Yeah.
This guy probably will face the death penalty. And then I asked this to you, Jeff. I can't remember when was the last time that the United States of America prosecuted somebody, gave them the death penalty, and carried it out?
What, Nuremberg?
Because I can't remember.
That's the last I can think of. Nuremberg.
Now, I ask you, Angelina, you are staunchly against the death penalty. Mm-hmm. Is it okay to kill this guy?
I don't know what he's done.
What?
I don't know what he's done.
I just told you what the guy did.
Well, I don't know. I mean,
He
you gotta have
orchestrated the
some more
murder
proof.
of...
You can't just tell me that.
We have the proof.
Okay, well, let me see all of the proof.
Okay. All right.
I'm just not quick to murder people. I'm quick to relieve us from the danger of that person, and I think that's the bottom line. And I keep saying that's the ultimate goal is to make sure that this person never harms us again.
The problem is, the only way to make sure he doesn't harm anybody again is to take him out. Because the mess that's going on right now in Iraq were people that we had and we released. Yeah,
but we didn't release people like that.
Yes, what do you mean?
Yeah, we did. The people that are rolling through.
They were high-ranking, but they didn't have. I mean, there was no specific ties to anything significant.
We just released one guy who liked to take a steak knife and he would behead everybody. He's pictured with 6 heads.
Yeah.
Okay.
What guy is that?
Okay.
This ISIS thing in Iraq. Read about that. These are guys that we released that are now rolling through and taking over Iraq. That's why you're paying more on gas right now. That's why they're playing soccer with heads right now, because we released them.
But those are not the guys that we just released. They're not even in Iraq.
We released these guys. The guys that we just released, get ready for them. They'll be going, but we've seen what happens when we release these people, when we don't take them out. Now they're going through Iraq. These are people that we let go from Gitmo. Good old Obama.
Okay.
Let them roll. Let them go.
Well, I guess Bush could have settled it all, and then we wouldn't have been in this situation.
I wish he would have.
All right, let's take a quick break. Then
Put some mustard gas on Gitmo.
We'll talk about that. Well, we've released a lot of prisoners from Gitmo.
Yeah, it's going to bite us in the butt.
We have. And they've gone back, and they're fighting again.
Back to their old stuff.
That we've done.
You kill them, they don't go back.
Hundreds. Let's take a quick break if we can, and then we'll come back and talk about the 2 executions that were carried out yesterday, almost back to back.
2 guys that won't be hurting anybody else.
And what happened there. All right, so you're listening to AV Newscast, the #1 news talk radio program in the Antelope Valley, and we'll be right back.
There's a school in Palmdale that's become the talk of the town. It's called the Guidance Charter School, and many parents say it's magical. The Guidance Charter School is WASP accredited, scored 783 in academic performance, and has an educational curriculum that exceeds the state of California standards. The curriculum is enriched through age-appropriate exposure to information technology, arts, foreign language such as Arabic, and physical education. The Guidance Charter School has a winning CIF sports program with soccer, basketball, cross-country, volleyball, swimming, cheerleading, and more. An open enrollment, free tuition school, publicly funded. They've been in business for 12 years and are fully approved by the Palmdale School District. The Guidance Charter School has small classroom environment, 20 students in grades K through 3, 25 students in grades 4 through 8, and no more than 30 students in grades 9 through 12. Call the Guidance Charter School in Palmdale at 661-285-1600. That's the Guidance Charter School in Palmdale at 661-285-1600. And check out their website at thegcs.org. A better high school choice.
This is Palmdale Mayor Jim Ledford, and we have a great opportunity. We will be electing a new congressman for our valley. I served on the Palmdale City Council with Steve Knight, as well as serving with his father, Pete Knight, and I appreciate their service and belief in our community. Steve is a veteran of the U.S. Army, as well as an 18-year veteran of the LAPD, and I have the highest respect for our vet and law enforcement community. Steve has led by action over his tenure in Sacramento, and no one has authored more legislation for our veterans. As a son of a career Marine, I'm thankful for Steve's commitment to our veterans. Please join Mayor Pro Tem Tom Lackey and I in supporting Steve Knight for Congress.
Chronic Beats.
So last night, the United States saw its first and second execution in nearly 2 months. No one had been executed for the last couple of months because of what's been going on with that botched execution that happened in Oklahoma a few months back in April. So 2 people were executed. The first guy that was executed was Marcus Whelan. He was executed in Georgia late Tuesday night. He did look at the victims' families and apologize. All right?
That's good.
And ask for prayers. He was executed by lethal injection at 7 o'clock. There were a lot of appeals. The United States Supreme Court refused to even hear it. They left it down at the state level. And even though his attorneys were arguing that, this is going to be painful, this is not going to be good, what you guys are doing, and the fact that you won't tell us how you're doing it, the Court of Appeals said, well, if we haven't told you how we're doing it, how can you argue it's going to be painful?
Right.
All right.
Well, I mean, don't they have a right to know what it is, though?
No.
Why not?
Georgia has a secrecy law, and they don't have to release anything.
Good Lord.
Okay.
I don't know why people live in
Georgia. They say
Georgia.
no. We absolutely don't.
So if this guy, he apologized, so thereby admitting culpability.
Right.
Do you have an issue with him going then? I mean,
I just don't like the death penalty. I don't think that killing somebody is necessarily, I think that, like I said, the bottom line is to alleviate the public from ever being damaged by that person again.
In danger again, okay?
And you can serve the same purpose by giving him life imprisonment. That's just my feeling.
If he admitted to it. He
admitted to it. I get it. He did it.
This poor girl.
This poor young girl that has no life now because
she was 15 years old.
She's dead.
Yeah,
okay?
she's dead.
Yeah.
She's dead.
15 years old. All right. So the governor, he asked for clemency. The governor said no. The nature of your crime, in and of itself, I don't even want to hear your argument. Okay.
And then the other thing, I just keep going back to the fact that the justice system in and of itself is not fair, because I would love to find out how many other crimes of similar nature is in Georgia right now that is not, the end result is not the death penalty. And if that's the case, if there's some people in there that are getting life imprisonment as opposed to the death penalty for similar crimes, it's not right.
I understand what you're saying. There was another execution.
Do you get what I'm saying, Jeff?
I get what you're saying.
I mean, it would be, it's 2 different things that we talk about when we talk about the death penalty for me. One is the unjust nature and the increased amount that are perpetuated towards African Americans and Latinos. And then the other part is the fact that I don't think it's a necessary punishment, simply because it's not, the end result is to keep us safe as a society, not necessarily to kill them. So,
I think what the wild card is the juries there. I mean, you can point at the system, but I think as long as we have juries the way they are, you can't. It's impossible for a human being to be impartial like that, especially just Joe Blow off the street.
But the jury doesn't pick the death penalty. It has to be it's guilty or not guilty, and the death penalty is on the table because it was presented that way. It's not an option for the jury, right?
The jury weighs in on sentencing.
They do very often.
But I thought the death penalty is some, if they're going after, I'm going after the death penalty. I hear that all the time. I don't hear, you went through the trial and the jury came back and said, I want the death penalty. I hear that this is what the prosecution is going after. Yeah,
the jury foreman doesn't say, hey, I want to burn him at the stakes.
Right.
No, I get that.
This is something that's presented to them, and that's something that they've got to labor through, whether or not they feel comfortable with the...
But if it is a capital case, don't they have the option, Steve, to
go
with life imprisonment versus...
Yeah, they do, and the prosecutor or the U.S. attorney has that option as well. Mm-hmm. But in some states, the jury does have input. Mm-hmm. Okay, they do. And they do it way different in Georgia.
Yeah, I wouldn't mess with Georgia.
Than they do here in California. The other execution, which was about midnight last night, was John Winfield. He was executed last night for shooting to death 2 women in 1998, and also he blinded his ex-girlfriend.
Dang.
Okay, so she is now, completely blind. He was caught dead to right, and he was executed. There, it's a little bit differently, and that was in Missouri. In Missouri, the way they execute them there, pentobarbital.
Yeah, they do the single,
That's just a single.
not the cocktail.
So does that put you to sleep, or is that something that's painful?
Well,
I
no,
think
it puts you to
sleep.
sleep, and then they just ramp it up a little more to stop the heart.
You know what? Look, I saw that, Angelina. I saw that they were both African American. Okay, I did see that.
Why do you get annoyed with me when I show you that?
I'm not annoyed. I'm saying
Because I was just like, oh, let's see.
take that
Isn't that a
out.
fluke?
Wait, take it out of the equation because you're listening to the crimes that these guys did. Okay.
But what
Red,
I'm
blue,
saying
green
to
doesn't
you,
make any difference.
it does make a difference because you'll find 9 white guys that did the same type of crime that don't get the death penalty, Steve. That's the problem.
Okay.
That's one of the biggest problems.
Okay.
9 white guys could do the same disgusting thing and not get the death penalty.
Okay, what you just said. You know what? I hear what you're saying. Okay?
I'm all for affirmative
And
action in that way, Dad. If there's white guys, take them out too.
Okay.
But that's
across
not
the
the
board.
world that we live in.
It's the world I'd be happy living
But
in.
it's not the reality that we live in.
I get it. I understand what you're saying. Okay, I do understand what you're saying. And 2 years ago there was an execution in Georgia, and a client of mine happened to be marching. Do you remember that? It was at a prison in Georgia. She was out there marching in the rain, holding a sign, and this whole thing, because we were doing business with the state at the time. Okay, and a lot of people still feel to this day that he was innocent.
Yeah, I remember
that. That he should have been put to death, and that's a whole separate topic.
I don't know why it's not a separate topic. If we know that we have a problem with executing a particular race more than others, and we all recognize that, then don't you think it's prudent to say let's stop it because we're doing something wrong? We're doing something wrong. Besides that, how many emails after emails after emails have I sent you on guys that are exonerated that were on the death row because of the prosecution or because of whoever that was railroading these guys into these convictions, and they were innocent, Steve.
I understand, and I want to say this though, that's a separate thing in that we're just talking about these guys. No, hear me out.
Okay.
These guys, their crimes. Okay, all right. And yesterday when I talked about this, and when I brought this up, I had not researched these guys. Okay,
No, I didn't either.
You did yesterday during the show.
Yeah, because I knew.
Right.
I knew.
Okay.
I was like, let me just see what they are. Because, the death penalty always goes back to the same thing for me. It's a messed up system. It's not just. People keep wanting to hide behind the fact that they did these horrific crimes. And I'm not taking away from the crime. I feel terrible about what these people are perpetuating. And it's a horrible thing. But when you've got 9, 10, 20 white guys that can do the same thing and get life imprisonment, and the black guy that does it that has to go straight to the electric chair or wherever, that's wrong. And it keeps on repeating.
How many? I don't know about Georgia or some of these other states, but we have about 800 guys on death row here in California, I think.
I don't know.
Do you know what
I haven't looked at it since last year.
Well, we should look at that. I want to know what the racial makeup is there. Okay, I'm just curious. Okay, I hear your argument and I get your argument.
Well, I've
and
told you
really,
before. You don't remember?
Yeah, I
The
think I do.
racial argument was that it was like 4 times African American and Latinos, maybe 2-3% was white people, and 1 Asian.
No, was that on death row or was that total incarceration in California?
It was death row.
It was.
Yes. I don't understand why. What is wrong with you?
No, nothing's wrong with me. I'm asking a question.
Okay, but do you disagree with what I'm saying to you? Do you
No.
not know it to be true?
No, I don't disagree.
Do you not know it to be true?
I do know it to be true.
So then don't you think that it would be prudent for us to stop it because we're not doing it right? Even if you guys want to hold tight to the death penalty thing and you think it's the best thing in the world, we're not doing it right.
I agree with that, and
Okay,
it's
so
not
stop
just
it.
the death penalty. Okay,
Yeah.
it's everybody that goes into the Superior Court in the state of
Yeah, you're
California that
done.
gets sentenced as a criminal.
Yeah.
Okay, we're not doing it right.
Right.
We know that.
So let's
and
stop
all the
the
way to
death
the top.
penalty at least and do that right. If we're going to say that if you commit a crime that causes the life of a child and that's immediate death penalty, then say that. But don't say we're going to let all the coloreds and all the Spanish people get murdered and the white people get to stay in jail forever. What are you doing?
Right. Well, we don't execute anybody here in California.
No, I'm not saying, I'm saying in general. I'm not saying California specifically. I'm just
looking
saying in
at
general.
deathpenaltyinfo.com.
Uh-huh.
And it said the race of defendants executed in the U.S. since 1976, 56% white, 34% black, 8% Latino, 2% other.
No, you're looking at something wrong.
Yeah, she
If it
says
doesn't go
she
with-
says you're looking at the Onion. Okay.
No. Something's wrong. You know what? There's something wrong with the information that you're pulling up. I'm not sure what it is, and I'll have to look at it, Jeff, but absolutely more African American and Latinos are executed than white people.
Well, I know that back 2 years ago when we were covering that execution in Georgia, I know that was one of their arguments.
Mm-hmm.
And Charmaine down there, who was my client, she was arguing that, that was their big argument.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Not to mention the fact that everybody in the state thought this guy was not guilty.
It's a current
Okay.
death row populations by race. In California, there's 741, it says, on death row. Black,
I was close.
267. White, 258. Latino, 179. Native American, 12. Asian,
They got
25.
179 Native Americans?
No, Latino. 12
Oh.
Native Americans.
Okay.
So 267 versus 258.
Well, that's about even.
Yeah.
For Latinos and white?
No, for
No.
black and white.
Black and white.
No, I thought you said 700.
741
741
some total.
altogether.
Okay, got it.
Okay.
Percentage is 267 of them are black and 258 are white.
I love when he can just research that at his fingertips.
No,
Okay.
I think something's wrong.
Okay. See.
It doesn't go with the world view.
Because the facts don't speak to exactly the way you want them to speak, they're wrong. But your argument is right, okay? I know it, and in the state of California, we've even discussed this with Captain Don Ford, okay? We know that it is right. And if you are Latino, if you are African American, and you go into the
Florida?
court... What?
Florida,
Florida, what?
152 black, 223 white. 34 Latino.
Listen, I
Yeah,
looked that up a year ago when we first talked about it,
I
and the
know you
numbers
did.
were not that.
I know.
So I don't know what's going on.
But you found websites that you liked.
No,
I know, I'm
did a
kidding
Google-
with you,
I
okay?
just
I-
really
I
did a
know.
Google
I just
search.
Googled and
Yeah, but
pulled
something's
top
wrong.
results.
Especially Florida. Come on now.
No, it is a problem, and here in that's why in California they're looking to change some of the sentencing guidelines if you're caught and you're in possession of meth or crack cocaine, okay? To reduce it and make it the same as if you're carrying just white powder, because what they find is that if you're a white guy and you have meth, you're getting sentenced as if it was cocaine. And if you're black and you have meth, you're getting sentenced to the sentencing guidelines of meth, and you're getting twice the sentence as the white guy that just got sentenced.
Yeah.
They know that. They see that. And everyone, that's why the
Amazing
legislature...
it's amazing that these are people that were supposed to carry out the letter of the law, but how could it have went so screwy for so long in the first place?
Why isn't there
That's
just a
why
straight
I
sentence?
said-
You got an 8-ball
Right.
You got an
Okay.
8-ball.
Right, that's
a
what I'm saying,
sentence across the
erase
board.
it.
No, but there's different
Yeah.
things. And that's interesting, because that's why yesterday, which I caught hell about, that's why I said yesterday, when we were talking about the judges, okay, and was he a gang or this? No, because listen, because that's the first thought that went through my mind when I was voting, okay? That was the first thought.
So did you vote for the gang guy?
No, because I said in my mind, okay, and I didn't have time to look up all their records, but in my mind I said, you know what, I think he's part of the reason the system's messed up, okay? Because if you're the prosecutor, if you're the DA that is involved in prosecuting gang and drug-related whatever it is, you guys are sending African Americans and Latinos are getting a worse rap.
Disproportionate.
Okay? So, you know what? I'm not voting for you.
So that's the
All
guy
right.
with the skewed.
That's why I said yesterday,
The
'cause
jaded.
it reminded me in my mind.
Well, it didn't
I
come
ca-
out that way, honey.
I-
Now, retrospect 24 hours later, you was able to reason on
No,
it.
I'm not crafting a good thing now, but that was my thing yesterday. Okay?
You know, we could, well, I know she's crazy busy because I was going to say Sandy's daughter is a prosecution. She's a prosecutor, and it would be interesting to talk to her.
I think she prosecutes sex crimes primarily.
Yeah.
Okay, and
Oh, I'd
it
love
would
to
be
talk to
great.
her.
And I'd love to do that.
Yeah.
Maybe we can get her on when they get Hubbard out here.
Lord.
Yeah, I'd love to do that. I know we're out of time.
Oh, we are?
Yeah.
today.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we're out of time. All right.
That flew.
Yeah, this is
Yeah,
really.
it did.
I know, but this is a really interesting topic, and I could do this for
Yeah.
hours.
I could too, because I think it's just about awareness and about being able to stand up regardless of who you are and what you look like, and recognize that we've got some issues that are wrong, and we need to just make people accountable for their actions. And if you're standing in a position of judgment over us, you got to do it right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know why
two.
can't
I mean,
we just
I
say
always
across
think
the
about
board?
my. I have 3 young grand boys, and I'm so scared. I don't know what I need to train them. What words do I need to give them to protect them against what is their reality?
Maybe when they're 18, maybe the planet will be a better place.
Yeah. Okay.
God.
All right.
From your,
Just
Martin Luther
maybe.
King
from your
thought
mouth
that
to
too.
God's ears.
Yeah.
Right.
Thanks for making us the #1 news talk radio program in the Antelope Valley. Have a really great day, and we'll be back tomorrow at 8 a.m.
Remember that story on that?
Chronic Beat.